Think about being a kid during summer break. 2 months felt like forever. You had time to get bored, unbored, bored again, learn a new hobby, drop that hobby, and still have weeks left. Summer was enormous. Now, think about last year. Can you even remember where it went? Like, genuinely, where did it go? It is already gone and it feels like it just started. Nothing is wrong with you. By the way, this happens to almost every adult on the planet. And there is actually a real reason for it. A few reasons, honestly. And once you understand them, something interesting happens. You start to see your own life a little differently. So let's talk about it. Welcome back, everyone. Today's topic is a little different. No historical figures, no dramatic events. Just something you have probably felt, but never quite had the words for. Why does time feel like it is speeding up the older you get? And more importantly, what can you actually do about it? Let's get into it. There is a psychologist. Psychologist just means someone who studies how the human mind works, named William James. He lived in the 1800s, and he wrote about this exact feeling over 100 years ago. He said that as we get older, time seems to contract. Contract means to shrink, to get smaller. Like a sweater that went in the washing machine too hot. You know that feeling. His explanation was simple, but kind of brilliant. He said time feels long when you are experiencing new things, and it feels short when everything is familiar. Think about your first day in a new city. You remember everything, right? The smell of the air, the sound of the streets, which way you turned, what you saw, what surprised you. That day feels long in your memory because your brain was working hard, taking everything in, storing everything. Now think about a regular Tuesday at home. What did you do 2 Tuesdays ago? Probably nothing comes to mind because nothing was new. Your brain basically said, I've seen this before. No need to record it carefully, and moved on. That is the first big reason. Novelty. That word just means newness, new experiences. Novelty makes time feel slower. Routine makes it disappear. When you are a child, almost everything is new. Your first bike, your first best friend, your first time staying up past midnight and feeling like a rebel. Every experience is being logged carefully by your brain because your brain has never seen it before. So childhood feels long, rich, full of detail. By the time you are in your 30s or 40s, you have seen most of the shapes of life already. You know how mornings feel. You know how weekends go. You know what stress feels like, what happiness feels like, what disappointment feels like. Your brain stops recording as carefully, and weeks start sliding past like they are in a hurry to get somewhere. There is also a mathematical way to look at this, which I find kind of mind-blowing. When you are 5 years old, 1 year is 20% of your entire life. It is a huge portion. When you are 50, 1 year is 2% of your life. Proportionally. Proportionally just means in comparison to the whole, it is tiny. So of course, it feels shorter. It actually is shorter relative to everything you have already lived. But there is another piece to this that does not get talked about enough. Stress. When adults are stressed, and most adults are stressed most of the time, if we are being honest, they are not fully present in their days. They are thinking about tomorrow, worrying about next week, replaying something that happened last month, and days where you are not fully present just evaporate. You were there physically, but your mind was somewhere else entirely. Kids are not doing that. A kid playing outside is just playing outside, completely in it, not thinking about their taxes or their inbox or what someone meant by that message they sent yesterday. They are just there, in that moment, with full attention. And those moments, the ones where you were fully present, those are the ones you actually remember. Those are the ones that make a year feel full instead of empty. So here is the part I actually love about this whole thing. You cannot stop time. Obviously, nobody can. But you can change how much of it you actually feel and remember. And it comes down to a few things that are surprisingly simple. Not easy, but simple. The first one is newness. Your brain lights up for new experiences. It does not have to be dramatic. You do not need to quit your job and move to another country. Although if you want to, go for it. It can be small. A new route to work. A new food you have never tried. A conversation with someone you would not normally talk to. A book about something you know nothing about. Small newness adds up, and your brain starts paying attention again, recording again, and weeks start to have more texture. The second one is being present. This one is harder because the modern world is basically designed to pull your attention in 17 directions at once. But even 10 minutes a day of doing one thing, and only that thing, makes a difference. Eating without your phone. Walking without headphones sometimes. Just sitting with your coffee in the morning and actually tasting it. These are not spiritual suggestions. They are practical ones. Presence creates memory. Memory makes time feel real. The third one is meaningful connection. Time spent with people you genuinely care about, doing things that actually matter to you, registers differently in your brain. It sticks. Think about your most vivid memories. Almost all of them probably involve other people. A conversation, a trip with someone, a moment shared. We are wired to remember connection. So more of it means more remembered life. And the fourth one, this one is quiet but important, is doing hard things sometimes. Learning something difficult. Trying something you might fail at. Not because suffering is fun, but because challenge forces your brain to pay full attention. And full attention creates time, real, felt, remembered time. There is a concept in psychology called flow state. Flow state is when you are so absorbed in something that time seems to both stop and fly at once. Athletes talk about it. Musicians talk about it. Even surgeons talk about it. It is that feeling of being completely locked into what you are doing. Nothing else exists for a while. People who regularly experience flow through creative work, sport, music, deep conversation, anything that demands full engagement, report feeling like their lives are richer, fuller, like there's more of it somehow, even if the clock says the same thing. You have probably felt this at some point. A project you got completely lost in. A game you could not put down. A conversation that went 3 hours and felt like 30 minutes. That was flow. And you can build more of it into your life on purpose. There is something a little sad about this whole topic, if I am honest. Most of us do not realize time is moving fast until it already has. We look up one day and wonder how we got here. Kids that were small are suddenly not small. Parents that seemed permanent are suddenly older. Friendships that were easy have quietly faded because nobody made the effort to keep them alive. And the natural response is to feel regret, which is human and okay. But regret is not really useful as a permanent address. You can visit it, learn from it, then you have to leave. because the only time you actually have is right now. Which sounds like something on a motivational poster, I know, but it is also just true. So, if there is one thing to take from today, maybe it is this. Time is not really the problem. Attention is. Where your attention goes, your life goes. And the beautiful thing is, attention is something you can actually practice, slowly, imperfectly, but genuinely. Notice more things. Try more things. Be with the people you love in a way that you are actually there, not just physically present while your mind is somewhere else. Do something hard enough that your brain has to show up fully. You cannot slow the clock, but you can make more of what the clock is counting. And maybe that is enough. All right? If you made it through this session today, that already says something about your discipline. This repetition and consistency combination might look boring on paper, but it is one of the most powerful ways to build fluent, natural English. Keep showing up like this, and your brain will slowly adapt. Trust the process. If this helped even a little, consider liking the video or subscribing. It lets me know these sessions are actually making a difference. We'll catch up again soon. Take care. Till then.